Hello and welcome back everyone to another trailer breakdown, this time for the Challenge 39 Battle for a New Champion Super Trailer. And let me tell you right now, this almost 3-minute trailer is packed with some juicy screenshots. So without further ado, let's jump in, and it is a scene filmed by a drone going very quickly alongside the Croatian coast. Then we have everybody walking up side by side. It's very zoomed in, don't see any faces. We see Jay and Zara's name. This was in the initial trailer that was put out a while ago. Then we see Horacio doing some night workouts, maybe getting ready for a possible elimination matchup. I need to go into the gym and do some crunches after seeing this scene. Here is the Mud Wrestling Daily Challenge, where we can see Nerys wrestling Zara and then somebody else coming in to try to wrestle the ball away from Zara. Reminds me of the Mud Wrestling Challenge that we saw back in All-Stars 3, possibly. Here we have a team challenge where we have Horacio, Zara, Olivia, and Asaf looking like they're one unit, which, can I just say, that's a really strong team right there. Callum doing some pull-ups in the gym. Nerys is doing some squats, it looks like. Here's everybody jumping off what looks to be a pier very similar to the one that was in the Challenge USA Season 2 in the capsized daily challenge, but they're doing something completely different, as we'll see them doing this challenge a bit later on in this trailer. This daily challenge was in the original trailer, where we have two pyramids suspended in the air, and players are going to have to traverse from one pyramid to the other. They're going to be able to swing. We saw Jay and Olivia doing this one. I feel like the person on the right-hand side, alone on the right-hand pyramid, for some reason, that's giving me Michelle vibes. Honestly, this looks like an all-out tug-of-war challenge, but there are no sides. It's just trying to wrestle the chain and other people over to your side, or trying to untangle each other. I don't know what's going on in this challenge, but there's a lot of people we can see doing this challenge, like Big T, Emmanuel, Michelle, Horacio, Berna, Mariah, Colleen, Zara, and many more doing this as well. This is where we get a montage of players who are on this season. It's interesting to look at the backgrounds to see who is in what spot in the game, because you can see Ed here, and looking in the background, that is a daily challenge that I did not know exactly what it was in the initial promo. But you have Ed here flexing for the cameras, looking swole. Then you have Mariah, who's going to be doing a night challenge where, if I'm remembering correctly from the initial trailer, players will be on like boogie boards or longboards trying to paddle their way, and they have lights and they will be working together. To me, this is the first daily challenge where we will see everybody standing with TJ, greeting them and introducing them into the challenge. So Horacio is at the first daily challenge, no duh. Kylan is ready to do the night water challenge like Mariah. Jay is where Ed was with the daily challenge. And Big T here does not look happy at all. And I think it's because it looks to me like she's going into an elimination. Colleen's at the daily challenge with Ed and Jay. Zara here is at the night water challenge. I really wish that they would have picked a better still frame for Melissa, because it looks like she's in the middle of a confessional here. Let's just put in a few seconds of Melissa, but she's not like standing still or posing for the camera or trying to like mean mug the camera like Berna here. Emmanuel with Jay, Colleen, and Ed on this challenge. Corey will be doing the night water challenge as well. Nerys with Emmanuel, Ed, and Jay. Huhui, I believe, is going to be going into an elimination, as we will see later on in this trailer. Spoiler warning, Chauncey is at the first daily challenge. Callum looks to be going into an elimination at some point during the season. I believe this scene right here is taken from the scene that we previously saw Olivia with Horacio, Asaf, and Zara. Huey will be going into an elimination. Here's Michelle getting ready to be going into the ball, because in the initial trailer, her, Olivia, and a few other players will be in the balls trying to throw them out of the giant wrecking balls that will be suspended in the air, trying to get them down to their teammates. Jessica will be going into an elimination, no surprise there. Raven looks to be in a team or group challenge here, ready to be running, as they have camo packs, so it looks like they'll be doing a lot of running if they have water packs on their backs. Kieran will be going into an elimination at some point. James, just like Raven and Olivia and the group challenge, he will be doing a running challenge as well with a camo pack. Maybe it's a mini final, which would be really, really cool. Here we have everybody lined up for what I believe is the first challenge of the season. As we count everybody, there's 24 players there, 24 contenders as they're called. And now let's go over all the voiceovers that I have kind of bypassed up until this point. At one point, Emmanuel says, never underestimate anyone, which is a good lesson for everybody in the game. Horacio saying, I am back for my redemption. Olivia has some voice lines saying, I am ready to play this game and I'm not gonna let anyone stand in my way. Love to hear it. Jay says, I don't forgive, I don't forget, I destroy. Okay, Jay, yeah, that's talking a big game. Somebody I believe to be Asaf says, if you want to go to war, let's go to war. TJ then says, this season, 24 familiar faces will battle it out. They're not rookies, but they're not champions. And here we are right now with TJ saying, welcome to battle for a new champion. And that's when everybody is getting excited, clapping. Jay looks to be giving the speech, a speech normally given by Johnny Bananas or CT or Nelson last season. But Jay is saying, we're the next generation and we're here to stay. We'll see about that. Only time will tell. And then everybody is excited, putting their drinks up in the air, have a nice charcuterie, have some nice hors d'oeuvres for the night. Everybody is excited before the game begins. Here's the rope challenge where everybody's going to be climbing on top of each other like ants, and somebody is putting their hairy foot using Olivia as a stepping stool. And this is where TJ says, these contenders will be fighting for control. And we see the word control on the screen. And here is the zoomed out, wide-angled shot of the challenge that I was talking about with everybody trying to step on each other and get up to the top. It kind of reminds me of one of the first challenges in Season 18, The Ruins. And here we have TJ saying, you all will be competing together as a team. Are we talking about one giant team? Are we talking about a couple of teams? Are we talking about two teams? I don't know. Well, that's interesting. You all will be competing together as a team. I'm guessing that means just one giant team, but how does that work? How do we figure out like who's the winner of the challenge or that day? How do we figure out who's the loser? Is it people not pulling their weight in the game? Is there a voting system? Is there rewards on the line? I guess we'll have to wait and see how that's all going to play out. Again, to me, this looks like it's going to be the first daily challenge of the season. Michelle is trying to carry heavy things. We saw this in the initial trailer where it's like a giant mud course, a tough mudder course, but they're carrying all these different puzzle pieces because it looks like that's part of the challenge. They're going to have to take these giant poles that are probably heavy and cumbersome and try to get them over different obstacles to take them to the end of the course and then be able to put them all up to say like the challenge normally. Normally it's just the challenge that they have to get them to say. We can see people are having a tough time trying to get up this wall as it looked like it was raining at one point in the trailer, then everybody's getting in mud and they're all slippery. Jay at one point says, this is a game of liars. Someone I believe to be Asaf says our communication sucks, as we can see Asaf falling down after trying to make it up the ladder with Kyland and Jay's help. Everybody is trying to work together to get everybody up the wall. Again, everybody is just super wet, super muddy, trying to get this job complete, trying to get this challenge complete. Asaf saying, pull motherfuckers. And Jay is trying to get help up. There's a giant clock ticking down as we hear Big T saying, we need more money. So maybe there is going to be money on the line when they're all working as one giant team. TJ saying, when my countdown hits 0, you're all in trouble. Oh, and then we have some frisky hands here between Nerys and Horacio, who are dating and have been dating in real life for quite a while now, if you're following them on Instagram and social media. So maybe something sparks up this season and they start really liking each other. Melissa is giving Kyland a lap dance, so maybe Kyland's birthday happens inside the challenge house and Kyland gets the birthday lap dance. Will we see this on camera? It's kind of slim. I don't know. I have no idea nowadays. There was a lot cut out of the house drama in USA 2. I remember there was lap dances and birthday stuff happening in Double Agents, and that wasn't shown. So drink this up while we have it in the trailers, but I'm very skeptical of possibly seeing it in the actual show. This is an interesting way of going about this couple of scenes because we see Nerys dancing by the poolside and then it starts to flicker. It's going back between Nerys dancing to people laughing, like Kyland and Corey laughing, and then back to Nerys dancing. And then we see Jay and Melissa laughing hysterically at one point, and then it goes back to Nerys dancing. And then we see Michelle and Callum laughing, and everybody's having a grand old time. Jump all the way to a team challenge where we have Kylan, Nerys, Jay, Michelle, Zara, and Ed working. It looks like their NASCAR nest. You know, the NASCAR nest where they have the person at the start line flapping the flag. It looks like that's where they are. We have Kylan, and he's working with, I think, Ed on these math equations and cars that they have. This scene goes along with the scene with everybody in the NASCAR nest. Looks like Berna possibly gets hurt in a water-based challenge, probably one that does with height, whether it's the one where everybody is climbing up on the ropes, or it could be the pyramid one, or it could be the log run that is not in the super trailer, but it was in the initial trailer. But Jay could be working alongside Berna here, and it looks like she maybe has a really tough fall, and hopefully she is okay and is able to continue to compete on the season. It does not have to be medically DQ'd. Hopefully there's not a ton of medical DQs on this season. Here are players at the arena who will not be facing off in elimination as they are all in street clothes with Asaf, Olivia, and Jay. And something big is happening as Asaf looks very shocked. Again, we see TJ's countdown. Callum and Michelle make out. Here we have Olivia saying, if you're a snake to the people you're closest with, who can you trust, or who can trust you at that point? So maybe somebody she's coming in to work with. Maybe they do something that's against their initial alliance coming into the season, or an initial deal that they make early on in the season. And now whoever is going to be double-crossing people early, they're going to be the number one target. Here is a spoiler for an elimination, as it looks like there will be a pole wrestle. And here we can clearly see the one name on the bottom is Huhui. And I know we can all see that Raven is up at the top, but I also have a cleaner look at the helmet name, and that is Raven. So we're going to have Raven versus Huhui in a pole wrestle. Now, and this brings up an interesting point of this game. We have 10 champs coming in. They're only being used as mercenaries in the eliminations, yet here we have Raven versus Huhui, meaning not all the eliminations will feature the champions. At some point, they will be added into the game to come in. So to me, that means that the champions only have one elimination in them, most likely. Here we have an elimination game from the GoPro angle of a player. I have no idea what's going on there. It looks like there is like a ship wheel on the bottom. There's tiles all over the floor. Maybe they're like fishing for tiles and trying to bring them up to their crow's nest to then figure out a puzzle. But we hear in a voiceover from Corey L, who says, "Don't act like you're innocent ever. You're not." And here we have the initial walk-in to the house, it looks like. So everybody is running in, trying to find the right beds and looking through the house, which is the same exact house from the Challenge USA Season 2. So hopefully nobody is tired of seeing that house because it's the exact same house. Michelle looks scared. Michelle, this should feel like deja vu to you because you were just in this house. You were just in Croatia, and here you are again. Here, I believe everybody is just staring at the clock. Maybe this is the first time they're seeing the countdown. People are flabbergasted. People are shocked. And we hear Corey saying chaos is about to start as we see, boom, the word chaos. And then Emmanuel gets up on a table saying, it's chaos, or this chaos. Colleen doing like the grimace face, the grimace emoji, just like, oh, great. Berna is talking to Raven, as I feel like that's an R on the jersey of the person standing just to the left or just to the right of Colleen. Big T and Melissa are very excited to be back on this season of the challenge, and we even hear Big T at one point saying, "We only have each other." So Big T and Melissa are very close. I actually heard from Reddit that they will be doing a podcast during the course of this season. So if you want to hear some juicy stuff and juicy behind the scenes, house drama, and all that good stuff, please be on the lookout for Melissa and Big T's Challenge 39 podcast that will be coming out. Here's what looks to be a Junkyard daily challenge. As TJ says, these contenders must make it past utter chaos to get their hands on that final prize pot. That's super interesting to me that TJ references that is a prize pot, meaning that every single challenge that goes on, maybe they're gathering more and more money. Maybe they have their own bank accounts that they're using. Here's another scene from the one from very earlier when we saw everybody just tugging on the chain. Horacio was like there, Big T, Emmanuel, and we can see that Melissa and Jay are also like tethered together doing this challenge as well. I feel like a lot of people are going to be doing this challenge. Here's the tanker truck challenge where I initially thought it was only 2 people, but now looking at it, it looks like there are 4 people doing this. So this will be a team-based challenge where 3 people will be in the tanker truck trying to find tiles, letter tiles like in Scrabble, swimming in this truck's tank as it is careening back and forth. And then one person will be gathering the tiles from their team members to try to figure out a puzzle phrase, which is probably Battle for a New Champion or The Challenge or something like that. Here's the Wrecking Ball Challenge, as it looks like the players are dumping balls out of the Wrecking Ball to get it to their players on the floor, trying to score it into their towers. This challenge looks wild to me, where it looks like it's going to be a pendulum swinging them continuously as this truck is driving down a runway, and they're going to have to try to grab onto these rings. This looks like it's being played in pairs, and I can't tell who the bottom person is, but I believe the top person is Asaf. Here is what I believe is the 4-person challenge that we saw with Olivia, Horacio, Asaf, and Zara were all in a team together, because it looks like that's Zara, that's Asaf, and that's Olivia. Maybe this is a different challenge, because I believe that's Olivia with Corey on the sled, and it looks like to me Asaf and Zara and maybe Raven are working together, pulling the sled as 3 people. And I can't tell anybody in the far back. So maybe this is a completely different challenge, different teams, and it's not that one at all, because nobody's wearing a camel pack. So I was wrong on that one. Here is a King of the Mountain challenge with teams and a giant wall, where we can see Michelle and Kyland are on a team together trying to push into the water Raven and Jay and their other 2 teammates. I don't know who their other 2 teammates are, but as we can see, there's a giant wall just being suspended by what? I don't know. But the teams are going to have to use their momentum to push the wall into the people to make them fall off. Mud Pit Challenge. I think this Mud Pit Challenge is going to be a lot of fun. Colleen is there. Melissa is there. Big T is there. Nerese is there. Olivia is going to be there. Here we're in the arena where an elimination is going on. Corey, Jay, Emmanuel, Zara, Callum, and Olivia are not, and I think Colleen, or no, that's Melissa. And Melissa are not in the elimination, but maybe one of their team members was thrown into elimination and they're trying to help this person. The very next scene after them yelling is seeing Chauncey run across the arena floor and putting in this giant light into a wall with a ton of giant holes. Maybe they're yelling to help out Chauncey, or maybe they're yelling to help out whoever Chauncey is going up against, or maybe this is just editing magic and this is just a completely random elimination matchup that has nothing to do with the group of people that were yelling on the sidelines. TJ then says, and 10 challenge champions are here to stop them. This could either be Laurel or Tori walking into the arena. I believe it's Laurel. A flail is being pulled out from the ground. We know that this is CT pulling the flail out. And I know that nose ring anywhere. This is Cara Maria, the red hair. Cara Maria walking into the arena. She looks ecstatic, enthusiastic. whoever she's planning on going up against, or whoever is being nominated to go up against her, I'm sure does not have as big of a smile as Cara does in this scene. But Cara says, Elimination Arena, I'm here. Then we see Darrell running in. Kaz is getting ready. Jordan is jumping up and down as he is saying, we'll run you into the ground for fun. Laurel looks super serious. Again, whoever is having to go up against like Cara and Laurel, just pray you can make it out alive. Casey is here and she's saying every damn contender should be terrified. CT saying, I'm gonna crash this party. Or in how CT says it, I'm gonna crash this party. This is one of my favorite scenes in the whole trailer. I mean, I love that Ed is on this season and then getting this after the CT saying, I'm gonna crash this party. And seeing Ed just like being so shocked. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites. Here's an elimination where it looks like you're going to have to be in rhythm, where you're going to have to move your platform in a rhythm to then ignite all your pots. I believe that this is Laurel doing like a tug of war or trying to pull what seems to be a very heavy weight over to her rope square, and then it looks to be like a puzzle station on the other side. This is Jordan in elimination against, I think, Kieran. I think I saw Kieran's name in the initial trailer, and it looks like they're going to be very neck and neck in this elimination. I believe Tori will be doing the water challenge. I think that is Tori doing the water challenge, putting, to me, it reminds me of the Think Tank or Water Torture Challenge in season 23 as well as season 32. Oh boy, here's a huge spoiler as it looks like we're going to get a pole wrestle or a pole wrestle variance between Big T and Casey. Man, not to say that Big T will lose. I just think that it's more than likely that Big T will lose against Casey. And I was really rooting for Big T on this season. But then again, anything could happen. You never know what could happen. Casey could get injured, or Big T could legit win. But I think the probability of Big T winning against Casey in a physical elimination like the pole wrestle, it's not high. It's not high. Speaking of Big T, she says every single champion is a total beast. Corey says champions in the arena is very scary. Emmanuel here, with his pearly white teeth and backwards hat, says I'd love to see you in the elimination. And we see Jordan saying, brother, I hope you get the chance. How many jokes were made during season 37 when Tori started hanging out, started kind of making out and doing some stuff with Emmanuel, that everybody deemed Emmanuel like the Wish version or the generic brand version of Jordan. And now they're finally on the season together, kind of, and I mean, Emmanuel wants to talk some talk against Jordan, and Jordan's like, I would love to see you down here, you know? I saw those memes and tweets too, you know? Then TJ says, and then finally Conquest. It's an individual game forcing our contenders to bet on themselves. After he says Conquest, we see Jay, we see Ed, we see Kyland with doing something with a rope around a tree. Nerese is doing the same challenge. We see Mariah and I believe Colleen, and it looks like they're trying to free a ring that is around this rope, and the rope is tied probably through a multiple of trees, and they're going to have to try to untangle the ring from the tree, or they're attached to the ring and the rope, and they're trying to get around it. That to me reminds me of a challenge in Survivor. Berna looks disheveled doing this forest challenge. Horacio is here trying to win. Olivia is here. Challenge where it looks like there's people working together. I think that's Callum, Huey, Michelle. A ton of people are working together on this challenge. We're back to the Junkyard challenge where we have Corey and Jade. We also have James, Raven, and Emmanuel trying to work together as well. Big T and Melissa are talking, and there's a voiceover from Horacio saying, I'm here to win. Big T at this point is saying, okay, so I haven't lost the plan, or she's telling Melissa, okay, so I haven't got a plan. Here we have what I believe to be a reimagined version or a remake version of the Smash House challenge from season 14. Hopefully it's a lot safer. I tried to slow it down to try to find a name on a helmet. Could not find a name, but there's a good amount of people standing on the stage watching this elimination, so I can only imagine that this will be done earlier. Here we're back on the floating pyramid game, and that is clearly Emmanuel, and he is doing a backflip into the water. I can't tell who he's working alongside. Maybe it's James. Nurys here is folding clothes, saying, "My intuition was right because you're annoying and desperate." This looks to be late in the day, so possibly this is the winning team from King of the Mountain challenge with the wall, and they're all jumping into the water in celebration, possibly. We get this argument between Berna and Melissa getting into each other's faces. We can see Emmanuel, Big T is also there, Huey. I believe that this is either Mariah or Michelle. Maybe it's somebody completely different, but maybe, I don't know. Melissa is going to stir up the pot on this season. She is going to get into arguments. I love it. She's going to start some drama, which we know Melissa to do, and I love it. I love that Melissa's back on this season, but maybe Melissa called Berna Bertha, and that hit a sore spot. And people are having to try to separate them two, and look at that smile. That smile is Melissa being like, I got in your mind, you know, you're doing exactly what I wanted you to do. And then we also see here back at the Mud Pit Daily Challenge where Melissa, after a round of probably a heated round of wrestling in the mud, wrestling for a ball, Melissa's getting up and I think her foot just slips when she's trying to get up, and it almost seems like it grazes Nurys, maybe, or maybe she's actually trying to kick Nurys. And Nurys does not like it, and she says, "We can play effing dirty." And we saw this happening. I mean, let's go back to season 31, Vendettas, where it is oil and water elimination between Sylvia and Melissa, and fighting for her life in the game. Melissa was doing anything and everything. She was playing dirty against Sylvia, and it would not surprise me to see her playing dirty. I mean, she is already playing dirty. We saw it. Mariah is telling somebody, "You're my favorite guy. Am I your favorite?" And then we zoom out to a surveillance cam, and it is James saying, "Yes, you are." Then we see Tori in the elimination. It looks like she's walking into the elimination. She overhears stuff that's going on inside the house, and she's saying, "Mariah, WTF, this is not good." And then we see Mariah looking very nervous, it looks like. I think that is Emmanuel, Olivia, Mariah, and somebody else. Maybe they won the challenge together. It was Mariah's deciding vote on who was sent into the elimination, and maybe it is somebody whom she is close with, but it's not looking good, especially if Tori, an outsider, coming in for just an elimination, overhears this stuff and says, "That's not good." Mariah is then crying. Nurys getting a lap dance from Horacio. Maybe now it's Nurys's birthday and Horacio is gyrating those hips. He is having a good time. He is laughing. He's excited. So is Nurys, who says, "You make me feel like my first crush." There are major sparks, puppy love in the air for Nurys and Horacio. Then we see these montages of the champs that will be featured on in this season of the challenge. In the eliminations, we have last season's winners of Tori and Devin winning. We see Devin, we see Tori, we see Casey and CT from the Challenge 37. Cara Maria's win in season 31, Vendettas, as well as we see her getting ready to go into the elimination. Laurel's free agents win in season 25, and her looking very serious into the camera, getting ready to go in. And then the World Championship, where Jordan and Kaz won. And TJ says, "Only one will rise as a new champion. Calling yourself a challenge champion, that lasts forever." And then, boom, the logo, the challenge, battle for a new champion. And it premieres on October 25th on MTV at 8 p.m. But that is it for this trailer. This trailer was holding nothing back. But I will say, there's a lot of juicy drama that could possibly be on this season. Now, there was a lot of drama shown in the USA 2 trailer. There was some stuff that was shown in previous trailers on previous seasons that never made it to the show, the actual final cut. hopefully I'm praying that at least some of what we see in this trailer makes it in, because if it does, if we see some of this drama, if we see some of this crushes, makeouts, and kissing, as well as some heated gameplay between these contenders, this could be a very fun, spicy season, and I'm just praying that some of this, or most of it, will make it into the final edit. But this is going to be very exciting. There was a lot of spoilers in this trailer as well, so hopefully it'll be a fun journey to go on. I'm pretty optimistic after this super trailer dropped, and watching it multiple times, I'm very excited for this season. I think that this could be a very fun season despite not having a ton of champions or familiar faces, meaning the players that we've seen over and over and over again. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe seeing players that haven't really done anything in this game get a chance to actually prove themselves and be strategic in a game with other players on the same level playing field, rather than a whole bunch of the vets just ganging up on them because they want to make it so deep into the game and get rid of all the players that haven't quote-unquote earned their stripes. But we'll see how this all plays out. I'm pretty excited. I'm super excited for this new season to premiere. But what did you think about this super trailer? Let me know down in the comment section below. What looked the most exciting to you? What daily challenge? Which competitor do you think will have a big mark in this game? Did this get you more excited for the season? Has this changed your opinion of the season in a good or bad way? Or are you still very cautiously optimistic? Or are you just gonna test it out? Watch a couple of episodes, see how it goes, and you'll just keep on going week to week. Let me know anything and everything, how you feel about this season before the premiere down in the comment section below. Please, no spoilers. And no spoiler talk of like who gets eliminated and when and how and all this other stuff. No spoilers in the comments down below. You could talk about scenes and players that you saw in the scenes in this trailer, but please, no spoilers of eliminations or games or who was eliminated by whom or whatever down in the comment section below. Please be considerate to others in this comment section. I want to give a special shout out, thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone who's watching this video up to this point. I'll be back really, really soon with more Challenge 39 content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.